Hi everyone. If you're preparing for the senior QA or SDET role, especially one involving modern stacks like React and Playwright, you're in the right place. Today we are breaking down 12 essential interview questions that bridge the gap between testing and development. Let's dive in. First up, let's talk about React. Interviewers want to know if you understand how components behave internally. So the first question is that when testing conditionally rendering, you aren't just checking if a button exists, you are verifying the logic behind it. For example, if a user is logged in, do they see a logout button? If logged out, do they see a login button? Use these tools like the React testing library to mock the state and assert that the correct UI element in the DOM, while the other is completely absent. Another question will be like testing custom hooks required isolation instead of building a whole component just to test a hook. We use render hook. This allows us to trigger the hook's internal functions and verify that the result.current value updates correctly. It's all about testing the logic, not just the pixels. Next, let's look at why everyone is moving to the Playwright. Playwright is a modern end-to-end testing framework by Microsoft. Unlike older tools, it has built-in auto-waiting, which means it waits for button to be clickable before it tries to click them. This solves the flaky test problems. To set it up for React, we use the Playwright component testing plugin. We simplify test using the object models, which is nothing but the POM. This keeps our selectors in one place. If the UI changes, we update the one file, not the 50 test cases. Now a more technical one, TypeScript decoders. TypeScript types disappears when the code is compiled to JavaScript. Decoders are functions that check data at a runtime. Imagine your API changes and it sends a string instead of a number. A decoder catches that immediately, preventing your app from crashing silently. It's your first line of a defense in data integrity. They will also check, they will ask you about how you write a code. To make React components reusable, we follow the single repository principle. Use pattern like compound components. Think of select tag, where the option tags are children. This makes the code flexible and easier to test because each piece is small and predictable. When I test a component, I look at two things. Interaction, can the user click it? And behavior, what happens after we click that button? Focus on the user's experience, not the internal state variables. Let's wrap up with the strategy part of this job. Functional testing is simply asking, does this feature do what's supposed to do? For example, on a login page, the function is to grant access. If it doesn't, the function is broken. It's critical because it's the closest simulation of a real user. I translate requirements into test scenarios by looking for the acceptance criteria. I turn a business sentence like user can reset passwords into a step-by-step path. For example, first we're going to enter the email, then we're going to click the link, then we are going to click on change password, then log in with new password. We can also do some edge cases here. I'll find edge cases using boundary value analysis. If a field allows 10 characters, I test 0, 1, 10 and 11. Edge cases are where the most expensive bugs hide. Like what happens if the internal cuts out during a payment, we have to test that. Finally, question 13 asks about your project. My advice, use the star method. What was the problem? What was your goal? What did you do? Mention Playwright or React here. What was the outcome? Did you reduce bugs by 20%? Did you make the test 2x faster? Thanks for watching. Study these 12 areas and you'll be more than ready for your interview. Good luck and I'll see you in the next one. Please subscribe to my channel and wait for the next part. We'll be talking about more into API, DB, and all the technology stacks that is required in 2026. Thank you so much.